Hello everyone, welcome to the new video, and in today's video we are going to make the product overview page. So let me show you what is the overview page. So here, as you can see, this is called the product overview page, where we are having the product. We can see the overview of the product whichever we select. And whenever I click on a different product, it shows me different product, and as you can see, the URL changes. So if I click on this, so this have a different number in the URL, and for other it have a different URL, like as you can see here, there is a different URL. So what are these URLs? So let me explain to you. The URL is the ID of the shoe, like in our database. Let me show you the database in MongoDB Compass. Yeah, so this is my MongoDB Compass, and let me connect to the database. Here in the Nightclone, in the products, you can see that we have a unique ID in every product. So this is the product which we are going to show here, and using this parameter, we are going to show every product. Like here, if I will put the product of some other shoe, let's say I'm going to put the ID of this one here, then you will see that the shoe changes. So everything depends on the ID, and we are also going to make a controller which is going to fetch the data, the individual data of a particular product using the ID. Okay, so initially I will first make the page, and after making the page I am going to make the controller or the route. So initially let's open image in the new tabs so that we can use them. Okay, so these are the shoe photos, and also one thing that is, yeah, so here let me start the server, and along with that let me start the front end also. So cd backend should be started first, so node.mon index.js, and the next thing will be the starting the front end. So cd front end, and then npm start. So we are going to start our local host here, and after that I am going to create the page for the product overview. So in the pages, let's create a product overview. Inside the pages, I'm going to add a file called as product overview page.jsx. Okay, and here our local host has started. Now let's write RAFCE here and hit save, and let's go to the router. In the app we have the router. In our previous video we have made the React router DOM. So here just copy one path and name it as currently I am going to use product overview only, and here write product overview page and import that. Okay, and if we will go to the product overview page in our local host, then you will be able to see an empty component. And now we are going to add the navbar and the footer also in the product component. So similar to every other component, just write here navbar to add the navbar, and then the footer to get the footer, and also import them. Now I guess, yeah. Now we have the footer and the navbar also. Now we are going to make a component for the product overview. So inside the components, I'm going to make that. So add a new file known as product overview .jsx, and here write RAFCE, click enter and add this component in the product overview page. So here product overview, and if you will see here, you will be able to see the product overview. Okay, so let's do one thing. I was thinking that after making the page, we are going to fetch the product, but now I am thinking that we should first fetch the product so that we can get the product and see in real time what is happening. So, and one thing that is, let me introduce you to parameters, so, or params. So in our um, router, if we will add here something like um, slash and id, like in our router, as we did the same thing, we are going to get the parameters like this in our component, which is product overview. So let me show you. Inside here, if I will require the params by using const params equal to use params, and here we have the parameters. Now we can use we can extract the params. Let me show you the params first in the console log. Okay, product overview, and now we need to get some id like 12. Okay, and after that, um let me make it sideways. Okay, so now as you can see, our in our product overview page, we are printing our params, and inside our params we have an object, and here inside the object we have the id, which is 12. So what is this 12? Here whatever we are passing is passed down as params in that components. So let me write 2024, then you will be able to see that we are getting id inside it, which is id yes 2024. So we can extract the id by writing const id equal to params.id. So here we can get the id. If I will console log the id, then you will be able to see that here we have 2024. The id is the same variable which you are passing in here. Like here, if you will write a uid, then you are going to extract from here the uid, but currently I will just give id. Okay, now we have the id here, but we want the id to be to get in the product overview, because we want the product to get fetched whenever we load the product overview page. Okay, so as you know how to give it as parameters by giving it as id like this. So it is going to give us the id in the product overview. Now if we will go to the product overview page, and then here if we receive the id, then we will be able to show the id here. Let me show you inside second brackets. And now as you can see here, we have 2024. If we want write something like 2025 and click enter, you will be able to see here the real-time change. And we can pass anything, and here we are going to get that number whatever we pass in the parameters. Okay, so we are going to use this one to get in our params. So let's take a data from like let's take an id from our database. Let's take the id of this Nycode legacy canvas. I'm going to copy it and paste it here, and then we can click enter. Then you can see we are getting it here. But what we are going to do is we are going to use this id, and we are going to fetch the data from our database, and we are only going to fetch this product only, like only one product. And as you can remember, in our previous videos we have fetched all the product from our database by writing a query in our controller. So in this video we are going to just fetch a single product, sorry. So here in the product of controller, here we have the fetch product, and on after the fetch product I am going to yeah so after the fetch product I am going to write another function to fetch only one product by ID. So I'm going to name it as just come to controllers product in the backend and then write exports dot fetch product by ID equal to async. So everything will be same, request response. I have explained everything in my previous video, and now we want the ID here. So how we are going to get the ID in the backend? So here also we are going to use the same thing, that is params. Here we have used in our previous video update product ID. So this is what we are going to use. So we are going to get the ID from the params, and after that we are going to fetch the product. So const product equal to await product. Yeah, so product is going to come from the model. So product dot find by ID, and we can do ID, and then we are going to execute this query. So here in the product we will be having the product, and let's check once whether we are getting this product or not by console log the product. Okay, and we need to first add the route to use it. So just go to product routes, and here we can make another route. After this get I am going to write another get, and let's make a convention that the get should be before everything. After get we will make the post, and then the patch, and then the delete. Okay, so it will make like it will increase the readability of the code. Okay, and another get I am going to make which is fetch product by ID. Okay, and as you know it is going to accept ID as a parameter. So do the same thing with ID, like the same thing which you have done with update product by ID and delete product by ID. So it will be same, and after that just write fetch product by ID and import that function which we have made earlier, this one. And now if we will call it if we call this API, we are going to console log the ID, sorry, the product. So let's check it once by using the postman new HTTP request, and let's make it in the side window. And now HTTP dot slash slash localhost 8080, and then we are going to write slash products slash fetch product by ID. Just remember, don't mistake any word. Let's copy it, then it will be good. So fetch product by ID, paste it here, and then you need to give the ID. So if you will give some dummy ID, it is not going to work and it will give some error. Okay, so let's give the ID like this one. Okay, yeah, so here it should work, but it is not working because we need to give a response. So response dot status of, let's say, 200, that we got the product, and .json of product. Okay, so now let's write, and it's showing us that it is not getting any ID, because as you know we have sent the ID as underscore ID, but here we are just asking for ID like this. So for that it is not getting the ID. So here you need to write like this, underscore ID should be like ID. Okay, and now if you will send the request, you should probably get the, okay, you are not getting the product slash fetch product by ID. Actually I think I have done everything right, so why it is not coming? Let's see. Okay, is this line working? Let's check by sending it. Okay, this line is also not working. So it is not able to get the route. Let's see. Here in the get we have fetch product by ID. So fetch product by ID, and here we are giving an ID. Okay, and let's see the index.js of the backend, and here we are using products. Yeah, it should work now, I guess. It is working. It is listing on 8080 http dot slash slash localhost 8080 slash product slash fetch product by ID slash this. Okay, so it is not getting, just restart the server once. Okay, let's see what's the error. Okay, I got to know the mistake. So here in the product controller, in the products routes, we have not given here slash, so that's why it is not getting the route. So now if I will write the products, okay, not this one actually, product slash fetch product by ID slash the ID of the product, which is this one, and click enter, you can see that we are getting the product out here. And this is where we have used like the ID is Nike Court Legacy Canvas. Okay, so now we are getting the product. And we have successfully made the API in the backend. Now we need to fetch the product using the ID that we are getting from the product overview page. So I'm going to remove these stuffs, and here in the product overview we have the ID. So now we are going to fetch the product using the ID. So how are we going to fetch the product using this ID? So as we have done earlier in the product API, we are going to do the same thing to fetch the product. So in the product API, let's make a function to fetch product by ID. So here we have create product, here we have fetch product, this is fetching every product. And now here we are going to make the function to fetch the product from the backend, like fetch one product from the backend. So export function fetch product by ID, and then we are going to give ID as parameter, and after that we are going to return the promise of async like this. Okay, something like this. and after that um, we need to write const response equal to product slash fetch product by id, where id will be equal to this id, but it is the format for giving it as a query, like giving the id as a query. We don't want to give it as a query, we want to give it as a parameter. So to give it as a parameter, you need to give slash and then the id. You can give the id like this, or using the string literals like this. Okay, so it's the same thing, and here it will call the same API, which is localhost 8000 slash products slash fetch products by ID, and the ID is here. Okay, so um, we can before getting the response, let's see if the ID we are receiving the ID here or not by using console log ID. So let's call the function first. Let's copy the function from here and go to product slice, and in the product slice let's make the dispatch function as we did earlier for every API call. Here actually not, I'm writing wrong. It will be export const fetch product by id async, and then create async thunk. Then it will be the same format, product slash fetch product. Okay, fetch product by id, and now async function, and here we are going to receive the id, and then like this. So um okay, so from here we are going to get the id in this one, and after that we are going to send it as in the response. So here it will be fetch product by id, and just import the fetch product by id method, and after that return the response dot data. Okay, so currently it is not giving any response, so we are not going to get any response, but we are going to call this one by using the dispatch in our product overview. So in the product overview, write the dispatch. So we need to initially use the use dispatch. So const dispatch, let's initiate it, const dispatch equal to use dispatch. Okay, and now in the product overview we need to like use dispatch and import it. Okay, it is not getting imported, so we need to import it by ourselves. So import use dispatch from React Redux. Actually, yeah, React Redux, right? So here we got the dispatch, and now we are going to use use effect, so that we whenever the component get loaded, the product should be fetched immediately. So for that, let's use a use effect hook, and here give dispatch and id. So in this square bracket you will need to give the parameters like whichever is going to change and the use effect is going to load. Like if the dispatch change, it is going to load the use effect, and if the id also change, then it is going to affect use the, like if the id changes, it also going to awaken the use effect. So something like that. And we are going to check here, like if the id is available to us, then we are going to dispatch the fetch product by id from the product slice. Okay, from the product size we need to import fetch product by id async, and here we need to pass the id. So if we reload the component now, we should see that yeah, so as we can see that the id is getting printed here. That means we have the id in the product api, and now we can fetch the id. So go to the product api again, and inside the product api, here in we need to write the response. We have already wrote the response, so just comment it, and then after we get the response, we need to convert it into json. So const data equal to await response dot json, as we did earlier, and then we need to resolve the data. Okay, so like this we will get the data in our product slice. So go to product slice, and after that here we can make another variable to store the particular data, uh, to store the particular product which we have currently fetched. So for that, you can give a variable called selected product. Okay, sorry, selected product, and here you can give null, comma, like this. And now we can use the selected product as like in our extra reducers. So in the extra reducers, after the fetch product async, I am going to do it for the fetch products by id async. So let's copy the fetch product by id async from here and paste it here and also here. So whenever the fetch product by id, we get the product in the action.payload, we are going to save it in selected products. Okay, so in the selected product we are going to have the id, we are going to have the product which we have currently fetched. So let's see if it is working or not. Reload it once, and it is showing us an error that http localhost. Okay, um let's see in the use state once, and inside the products, so we have the selected products here, but in the selected products, as you can see, we have null. So let's check where is our mistake. So fetch products by id product, here is our local host. Here we are getting our id, and from the id we should get the response. Let's console.log the data, and now let's check in the console log. Okay, so data before and initializing, so we need to write it down here, and now it is not giving us anything, and here is an error that it is not getting the local host 8080. Okay, so um just reload the server here once, and also um, just reload the front end here. I guess it is going to solve our problem. And right here slash product overview and then the ID. So let's copy the ID from here and then paste it here and click enter. Now it is not showing us any error. So it was showing us an error because I think um, in the product selected product still we have null. Okay, still now in the selected products we don't have any product. So failed to load resources from the server response. And okay, so in the product API here, um, okay, so I have done a silly mistake, that is in the product controller. In the product controller we have not sent any response. Like here we have console.log product. Here we are sending a response, but we also need to add the try catch here. Okay, maybe the product like the problem doesn't lie here, but let's try it once. hmm. So here we are getting find product by ID from here, and here is the product. So try, and inside the try catch we put this one, and in the catch we are going to catch the error and going to send a response like this, and here we need to send the product like this in the JSON format. Okay, and here let's write this is working. Okay, so let's try it once more. Reload the page and let's see in our API, like in our backend. Here it is not printing anything like this is working. Okay, so if we successfully called this function, this API, then it should show something like this is working, but it is not showing us something like that. Let's check the API once again. So fetch product by ID, and this the ID of the product. So now it is working, and if we will copy the same thing like this and go to our product API and paste it here, hit save, and now if we do something, it is showing us an error that failed to fetch product API. Okay, it's because we have given the local host. So remove this part and don't give any space, and now if we will click here and reload it, it is showing something like http://localhost 3000. Okay, and here in the selected products also we don't have a null, we have a null. Okay, so the proxy should work. Okay, here it is printing that it is working. Like, let's clear the terminal once and write node mon index.js, and Now let's reload the page to see whether it is working or not. So okay, so it is not working. So here the problem lies that the it is calling localhost 3000, but we want it to load localhost 8080. We want it to fetch products from localhost 8080. So okay, so now I have figured out what was the problem. So here we need to add a slash, otherwise it is going to call the localhost 3000. Like if you won't give a slash here, then it is going to give you error and it is going to call localhost 3000. But if you give a slash here and after that do that this thing, then um, here in the networks you can see that it is working fine. And um, actually here, yeah, here it is working fine and it is giving us a response. And if we see here now in our Redux toolkit, we can see that we have a selected product, and the selected products consist of the product which we are like which we want. So if you will see in the action, you can see we have, okay, not action, actually state. So in the state we have products, and inside product we have selected product, and the product which we selected is this one, the same id, and that is the let me maximize this. And after that you can see that we have Nike legacy canvas. And now if we want some other product, like let's say this product which is Nike dry fit tool, and now if we will paste the id here and click enter, then we are going to get the element uh, in the state. And in the state you can see we have actually after the okay, this is not showing us the updated window. Here after again clicking here, you will be able to see that we have still now we have the Nike code legacy, but I guess I have pasted it, right? Yeah, I have pasted this. Okay, we forgot to change the route actually. So here we need to give it as a variable, so plus id should be here. Okay, or otherwise you can use string literals like this and give here id like this. And now if you will do it, you can see Nike dry fit here, and here also you will be able to see um okay, so in the chart let's see what we are going to get. So in the title we are still having Nike code legacy. Okay, so got the id, I am showing the data here, and the data should get updated by this. So um are we updating the data? Let's see in the product API. Remove this one. In the product slice, let's see. So here get product by id, we are fetching from here the id, the product, and pushing it as the action.payload. And in the selected product we should have the new product. Okay, um let's reload the page and let's see now. Here we have the Nike dry fit tour. Now we are having the Nike dry fit tour, and again let's try for Nike SB Cron 2. Let's try this, and now let's see. Yeah, as we can see that the data is changing in real time, that is Nike SB Cron 2 is here. So we have successfully fetched the data from the backend for a single product, and now we want to fetch the product from the state to our component so that we can show the product. So for doing that we need to make a select. So to make the select we need to make here export called select. I am going to name it something like select selected product equal to state, and then state dot product dot it is selected product. Actually, is it selected products? No, it is selected product, singular number. Okay, so this is our selector, which is select selected product, and now I'm going to copy it, and in our product overview here we can get the product by using const product equal to use selector, and here you can write the selector and click enter. So here we are going to get the product in this variable, and if we show the product here or anything like product dot title, let's see whether we are getting the title here or not, or and as you can see we are getting the title. So okay, we have successfully fetched the product from our state to our component. Now we need to make the page. Okay, so for making the page, let's start by checking that whether the product is here or not. And initially let's make empty tags, and inside this tag um, I'm going to check if the product is there or not. So is the product there? um, and if it is there, then I am going to show a dev, otherwise I am going to show something else. So this will be a div, and here also we are going to have a div. Okay, here we don't need these tags actually, or we need actually these tags. Okay, so why it is giving me a error? Okay, I need to give brackets, and remove this semicolon actually, and also we where is it coming from? Like for the results it should be something like this, and after that we are giving the tags, and after that here it should get closed, and here it should be like this. Where's the error? I guess like, okay, if I remove this one up, everything got fine, and here I am going to write the product. If it is there, then going to show something, otherwise going to show some other thing. So here div and here also a div. Now it is working fine. I don't know, at that time maybe I have messed out with some HTML. Okay, so whatever. Here we are going to show a loading. Okay, so if the product is not here, then we are going to show the loading. Otherwise, we are going to show the product. So here, if you will see that we are getting a loading for a time being, because the product is in our local host, in our localhost database, so it is loading immediately. But if it is in database which is not our localhost, then it is not going to load immediately. So at that time we need to show a spinner or something, but for now I am just showing loading. And here we are going to make the whole page, which is this one. So we are going to make this interface. So what should be our approach? So my approach will be, let's say I am going to make two div. The first one will be this whole thing, and the second one will be the things in the right, like the whole thing in the right. And I'm going to make this thing a single div and this thing a single div. And inside this div I am going to make two div, one for the left part where we have all the photos, and the second one is for the middle part where we are going to show the shoes wherever we hover. Like if we hover on this picture, I am going to show this shoe. If I hover on this picture, I am going to show this shoe. Okay, so let's make this part. So initially, what we can do is, um, let's make one div. So in the first div, let's give a CSS. Like let's give a padding x of 5 for the mobile layout, and for the MD let's give px12. And after that I'm going to make the width full. Okay, so this will be the first div. We are doing this thing in other components also. So after that, what I'm going to do is, maybe um, I'm going to make another div known as wide, and inside this I am going to give name as wide, and then MD will be flex here, and then MD will be here px4, because I want some more gap inside this div. And after that, um, initially we want to show the, like the pictures, the initial pictures, which are these pictures, this 5 pictures. So we are going to make this part now. So for that, um yeah, so for that, let's fetch the products. Like let's make another div for that. um, and inside this div I am going to give something like, going to name it as a view image, and then the MD should be flex, and then the MD should be flex, and also for the MD it should be W by 6. And one thing that is, here only in the desktop layout we are going to have these photos, but in the mobile layout we are not going to show these photos. We are just going to show a single photo and make a sliding bar like this. Okay, so let's do that. So here, remove that comma. So here the D will be W by 6. um Actually, not DMD. W width will be 4 by 6 for the MD, and for the mobile layout it will be hidden, and along with that it should be items center and justify around, and then it should be fit, height should be fit. And after that I am going to give another div where I am going to write white first, and this will be the name of our first component. Okay, and then we can do something like so white first will be our this component, and white second will be our other component, which is this one. So in the white first, let's give something like height should be fit here, and inside this let's give the products images. So if the product images are there, we don't have to check whether the product is there or not, because we are already checking it here. So if product dot images are here, and if they are here, then we are going to show them. So product dot images dot map, and then inside the map we are going to show the images. So let's make image and index out here, and for here we are going to give a div. And inside the div I'm going to show the image tag, like the image, and here in the image we want the image. Okay, let's see. So yeah, the image is showing up, all the image, but we need to make them small also. So in this div I'm going to make them a bit smaller, and also give them the hovers like this. As you can see, it is getting a dark border, so we need to make that also, and also need to make the size small. So for that the class name will be yeah, so border should be 2, and then on hover the border gray should be 400. So on hover it is going to give a border of gray 400, and then let's give some margin y of 2, so it can get a margin from top to bottom, so that it won't like they all should not stick together. They should have some gap. And after that transition should be all. um, let's first make cursor pointer, and then rounded, let's make them LG. Okay, and P3, and for the MD width will be fit. Let's see them now. Okay. So I have made the border 4 border gray is here, so whenever we hover on them they should get the color. As you can see, we are having this one. Okay, in the MD we have gave a width as fit. So up here we have given everything fine. So here we have given W as 4 by 6, so we are using it. So here maybe let's give a transition all, so that we can give a duration of 300, let's say, so that it can make some delay of getting the border. So now as you can see, it is having some delay and giving us a nice effect like this. And now in the image we are going to change the width of the image. So here let's give the class name, and width will be like 3, viewport width will be fine. And now yeah, as you can see, this is working. And here we have the images, and they are looking smooth. The transition is also smooth. Okay, and now after this, let's yeah, so this part is done, and now we are going to make the wide second. So after this div, let's make wide second, and inside the wide second, let's give image, and the image should be the product image. Actually the image will be the one which we are going to select. So like whenever we hover on it, the selected product should become this product, and then we are going to show that product up here. So how can we do that? So one thing that is coming in my mind is that here we have the index. So if I um like show you the index up here, then you will be able to see that. Okay, like this in under the parameters. Yeah, so here you can see we have the index here as 0 1 2 3 4. So in a use state we can save the indexes, and according to that we are going to show it in our middle phase, in our middle div up here. So for that, um, we can do one thing, that is yeah. So let's cut this p, and here we can make like we can make a use selector, sorry, use state. So const where we are going to save the indexes. So we can name it current image, and set current image equal to use state, and here it will be initially null, I guess. No, let it be 0, because we are saving the index, and the first image should show in first. Let me show you one thing, that whenever we reload it, it is going to show us the first product from the list. As you can see, it is showing us this image, and after our hover it is going to show us the other images. So we can use this using the use selector and use state. The let's import it. Yeah, so initially the image should be 0, and whenever someone hovers on it, we can change it according to that. So um, we can add a hover up here, like we can write on mouse hover. um, where is on mouse hover? Okay, yeah, the it is known as on mouse over actually. So if the mouse in on the div, we can make the set current image as the index. Okay, so it will set the image according to like it will set the current image value according to the index wherever we hover. And after that, here in the images we can write here in the src that if the product image is there, and if it is there, then we can write like show the image of that particular index. So product dot images of current image. So it is going to give us the index, and as the product images is in the form of an array, so we can directly give the index here and can get the image. So let's see now. Yeah, so let's reload it, and now let's see. If I hover on this, it is not showing anything. Why? So up here we have white second, and here the image is product.image. Okay, it will be images actually. Images, as image is nothing in the product, so it is not showing us that thing, but now it is going to show us. Yeah, so as you can see, it is showing us, and if we hover on this now, it is going to show us these stuffs. If we reload the page, and now let's see. So it is showing us the first image because the index is currently 0 in the current image as we have set in the use state, and after we hover on these things, the images are going to change accordingly. Okay, so for the next part, let's make the wide width here, or the let's fix the height as fit, and um let's fix the height from here. Like in the image, let's give the class name, and here give a height of 80 viewport height and width as 35 viewport width. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, now it is looking kind of good. And in the mobile layout also, sorry, in the tab layout, no, sorry, in the mobile layout, I mean, it is removing itself. I guess it's because hmm, actually it should not remove itself. Or why it is removing it? We have made this thing hide. Okay, so now I am getting why it is hiding itself, because we have written here hide. So what can we do? Um, okay, so we can do one thing, because as it is hiding itself in the mobile layout of our original application, you can see that we have the image after some text. So we will make a different div to show the images in the mobile layout, and for the tab layout we will make it hidden. Okay, so let's do that up here. So we have completed this div, which is going to show us the images in our tab layout, and now we are going to make the right part of the page, which is this part where we have the title, we have the gender, kids, MRP, and these other stuffs. So we are going to make this one. So let's start with this one. Okay, so to make the right part of the application, let's name it something like white 3. Okay, or white third. So in here we are going to start with our right side uh, part of the application, which consists of um, details, highlights, and titles, etc. So initially, let's give MD as overflow auto, and because I want it to scroll down, and also give MD as W 2 by 6, um, because here we have given 4 by 6, so here we are given 2 by 6, 2 by 6 of the width um, of the screen. And now let's see, and slash over what's the name, product overview slash something like this. Yeah, so here we want all the text. Okay, we have given the width for the MD. Now also for the MD I want some gap, like px should be 4. Okay, um, currently we don't have anything for the mobile layout, so we are first going to make everything for the mobile layout. um, so I was thinking that we should divide everything part by part. So initially, um, the first part will be consist of these header and these texts, like the title, the gender, the kids, and the MRP. Along with that, the image also. And in the next section, we will be storing the color and the sizes. So let's write let's name this one first dot first. So this is going to make a class name first, and here we are going to give an h1, and h1 which will be the product title. So product dot title. Now save it and let's see, we have the product title here. Let's give some class name like some css. So text should be large according to me, and font should also be like Oswald. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, looking kind of better. And then after the h1 we will be having the gender. So p tag should be there, and the gender will be like product dot gender. Here it is. But here we are going to check that, like, if the gender is there, then only we want the gender to show here. So actually we have the product, so we don't need to set any of these parameters. Okay, and along with that, for the kids also, um I want it to be like, um okay, if you remember that we have something in the form, like in the product form, maybe it's the name of the product form, right? Like wherever we that form which we used for uploading the products. So app, in the app we have, yeah, add product. We name the route add product. So add product. So in here you will see that in case of gender there is an option called none, and in case of kids also we have an option called none. So like there can be a case where we don't have a gender or we don't have a kids. um, so for that, if we don't have a kids or gender property, then it is going to give an error here. So we need to give a check that if the product dot gender is there, then only we are going to show it. And similarly for the kids also, um, here first write kids will be product dot kids. Okay, and also give a check here that if product.kids is there, then only we are going to show this. Okay, so we have h1, and after that we have like we are giving it for the kids, and then for the gender, after that we need to, let's see, we need to give for or text for the MRP, and then we need to include this. Include of taxes also includes all applicable duties. We need to add these things. So in here we have a p tag, and um, we can give a class name first. Okay, first give a mrp of if you remember, we have made a constant known as India currency. So I'm going to use the Indian currency up here to show the currency, and then the product dot discount price dot discount price. Okay, so here we are going to show the discount price, and then again a p tag, and it is going to like it will contain something like incl dot of taxes, and then a br tag which will give also includes all applicable duties. Okay, now let's see how it is looking. Go to product overview slash the id. Okay, yeah. We need to make the MRP a bit smaller, and also we need to make the include of taxes a bit, like we need to decrease the opacity, or we can just make it gray or something. So for the MRP, let's give some CSS, like from the margin top we can give 2, and then text should be small, and then text should be gray 700. Then we can give the font as semi bold. I don't want it to be completely bold. Yeah, now it is looking a bit good. Now the product discount, um yeah, that's it. And then for this one, I want to give it like uh, the cursor should be pointer, and then opacity should be a bit less, let's say 50. Now let's see, yeah, now it is looking good. We should give some gap up here in the MRP, like here. Yeah, this will look better. Now after also include, we need to give a bracket here. Now it is looking absolutely similar. Then we need to give the image also. So for the image, after this p tag, I'm going to give a div, and inside that div I'm going to give the product image. So if the product dot image is there, images actually, if it is there, then we are going to show the image just, and product dot images dot map, and then I'm gonna give a div, and inside this div I am going to show the image, and the src will be the image. Okay, it's safe. Okay, here we need to give the image, and index is not necessary here. Let's see. Yeah, actually we want it sidewise, so to make it sidewise um, we can go here, and if you remember, we have already made this one for the for the tab layout, so we don't want to show this one for the tab layout. So I'm going to make md, for the md it will be hidden, and then the scroll should be container, so it won't scroll. Okay, scroll should be container, so it won't scroll, and the overflow should be in x, so overflow x auto. let's save, and now let's see. Okay, no changes. So we need to make it flex. Actually, I forgot to make it flex. Let's see. Yeah, now it is looking a bit like we need to fix it actually. So um we have given it hidden, and the scroll should be container. Make the scroll smooth also. Okay, and flex should be row. um Write it here actually, the flex, and the flex should be row. And now I hope it is going to look good. Okay, so we need to fix the size also. So here for the class name on the div, I'm going to give mx2, and then text should be left. And for the image size, I want the image to be like the max width should be 90 viewport width, because it's for the mobile layout. So I think 90 viewport width will be good. Okay, yeah, it is looking good. And as you can see, now it is getting scrolled. Okay, nice and good. Hmm. Now for the next task, we are going to um yeah, so we have successfully gave the image also. So after the image, we are going to make the first one is done. So just minimize it, and then for the second one, and for the second one, um hmm, so what can we do for the second one? So for the second one, I need to go give the colors, I guess. Yeah, the colors, and then the sizes, and then add to bag and favorite. So for the second, maybe we will give the colors here, and um yeah, for the second we will give the colors only, and for the third we will give the sizes. Okay, and after that we are going to give the bags, and then the favorites inside the same div. And in the fourth, I am going to give the highlights. Then in the fifth, let's say we are going to give the delivery and returns and review and everything. Okay, so let's start with the colors. So inside the seconds, we want to give the colors. So um here, let's give an h3 for colors, or color actually. Now let's see. um yeah, we need to give some css also here. So for the class name, it will be like text should be a bit sm, and then font should be medium, and text gray, 900 should be there, and then my is 4, let's say. Now let's see. Yeah, it is looking good. And after the colors, we can have something like the div, one div, which will carry the colors. Like this one, we have white and black here. So similarly, whatever color will be there in our like in our product, it is going to show up here. So um let's give for the colors. So if the product dot colors are there, then we are going to show them. So product dot colors dot map, and color, we will be iterating it with the color variable. And then let's make it a div. And here we need to make a circle, right? This div should be a circle. So let's write the class name to make it a circle, and we will be color it using that CSS only. So let's give the string literals actually, so that we can change the color according to our need. So if you remember, in our application here, let's open the DevTools, and inside the products, where is our products, order cart. Okay, this is not our DevTool. Let me remove this one, and now we will get our DevTool actually. Yeah, so here we, in the selected products, we have, in the colors we have two colors. The first one will be BG white, and the second color will be BG black. So we will be using the class, like here we are going to have the class as BG black, so we can use this one to give our like the options, the colors. So here let's give um product dot color, or yeah, color dot class actually, right? Let's see. So we are using um actually we need to shape it also, so that it can be visible. So let's give it a width of 5 and height of 5, so that it will be visible. Currently it will be just yeah, it will be just a square. We need to make it round. Let's take a product which have more colors. So go to MongoDB compass here, and in the MongoDB compass, let's take a product which have more colors. Like in this one we have only two colors. In this one we have four colors: white, gray, blue, and black. This will do the job for now. So just give here this one, and now as you can see, we have the colors blue, gray, white, and black. And now we need to shape them. So for the shape, let's give rounded full. Okay, and along with that, we can give something like cursor should be pointer. And then so in our original application, um, whenever we go in the application, we won't be able to add anything in the bag unless, okay, this item is already in the bag. So I'm talking about any other item. Like whenever we try to add to the bag, we need to select the size or color. So while selecting the color, you will see that we have a yellow boundary on the outside. So we can make this easily, but first we need to see which color is selected. And if there is no color selected, then we are not going to show anything. The whole thing will be black, or like, let me show you. um Yeah. So initially no color will be selected and the whole outline will be black, and whenever we select a color the outline will be yellow. Okay. So initially let's to detect this we can use state variable. So for that we need to make a use state variable to detect the selected color. So we can name this variable as const selected color, and we can set selected color using this variable, and use state it will be like we can make it null, like initially there won't be any color selected, and um like whenever someone clicks on a color it should be getting selected. So to make that logic we can do something like give here a click listener, I guess. So here a click listener, so whenever someone clicks on it we will set the color like this one. So set selected color as this color. Okay. And we are going to check here that if the color is equal to the selected color, then we are going to like show the selected color, otherwise we are not, we are going to show the border yellow, otherwise we are not going to show the border yellow, we are going to show the border black. Okay. So something like that. So here selected color, if it is equal to the color, then we will be showing border yellow, something like 400 or 500, let's say, and the padding should be 1. Okay. Like if we don't give, okay, otherwise it will be a black border. Now let's see, if we select any color it is not showing because we need to give some padding out here. So p1. Okay. So let's see now. If we click on a color it is not showing the yellow color. It may be because we are like changing the selected colors here, but um like here we are selecting the colors, and here if the selected color is equal to the current color, then we are going to show it, otherwise we are not going to show, like we are going to show a border yellow, otherwise we are not going to show the border yellow. And hmm, it should show a yellow border. Let's give the style explicitly, maybe because of some Tailwind CSS classes it is not showing. So background color will be, or background will be, let's say color dot selected color. And let's give the title as like color dot name. Actually it's not any of the use. um but why is it not working? Like I have defined the selected colors here. On click to set the selected color as the color itself. Hmm. um okay, let's give it flex and space x4 so that it can get some gap. And yeah, it is giving us some gap, but still we are not able to see any border. Let's go to the element out here. Let's select this element, and um in this element we will be like, hmm. So here if I change it, you can see the color getting changed. Like if I will click on PG blue, then you will see that the border will become yellow out here. So as you can see, the border is getting yellow 500, but it is not showing up. Let's see what's the matter out here. Okay, we have not given the border, actually the border size. So give the border size of 2 first. Now we will be able to see. Yeah, now it is showing up. So now it is working fine. And actually we don't need these stuffs. Now let's see. It is working very properly. And if we will reload the page, then also it is showing properly. Now the next thing is, we did the color part, and for the next part we need to, let's see the transition. Yeah, so it is showing the colors, right? And after the colors we have the sizes. But I want some gap in between here. Like there is no gap out here, but in our application we have some gap from top to bottom. So for that we can give here, in the second we can give something like my8. Let's see. Yeah, now it is looking a bit better. And yeah, that's it. So we have completed our second part also. So just cover this one all up also, and then the third part. For the third part we are going to make the color part. So for that, hmm, let's make it third, and then give a margin bottom of 10 first, because otherwise like there won't be any gap between the footer and the element. Okay, and now after that, from margin top also let's give 10, actually give my 10 directly, and then inside this div, um, let's give another div actually, um, or yeah, so here we need two texts, or one for the size and one for the size guide. So for that, let's make another div, and inside this div we will have h3 with size, and then p with size guide. Let's see. Yeah, we need to decorate them. So for the css, let's give it text as sm, and then font as medium, and then text gray 900. Then for this one, let's give text sm and font medium and text gray 900. Okay, now let's check. Yeah, the text is looking good, but we need to make them flex. So here we can give um actually both css are same, and I guess I need to make it a bit faded. So let's give it a bit different css, like give an opacity of, let's say, 80, and text will be black. The text is actually black, but we don't have to give that. I don't want the text to be gray, and opacity should be 100 whenever we hover, and then the cursor should be pointer. Okay, let's see now. Yeah, now it is looking better, but we need to make flex it first. So flex, and now after flex we need to give them a bit gap, so we can make as like justify between. Yeah, and let's also give item center. Actually we don't need item center, because like the items will be in the center because there is only these two properties, but whatever. um, After that we need to give the color component, like, sorry, the size component, like this one. We need to make something like this. So for this we can take a reference from the tailwind components. There we have the product overview. So just search here product overview, and inside the product overviews we have the React code, and in here we will be having something for the size. Like, let me show you. Here we have the size components, and we can use this one up. So I want this one, so just search size, and you will get this one for the sizes. So just copy the radio group, copy it, and then paste it after this div, after the div of the flex. Hit save. Okay, and it is giving some errors, that radio group selected sizes and set selected size, these are not here. So for that you need the radio group. So just copy it and then paste it up here. Now it should solve the problem. Okay, selected size is also not here. um so what is selected size? Let's see. Okay, the selected sizes is just use state. So for that we can make a use state up here for the selected size, and we don't have product.sizes for now, so just first give it null and hit save. Okay, and class name is not defined. um did we make it HTML? Yeah, it is React actually, so why the class name is not defined? um let's go here on line number 109. Okay, here we have some problem. So let's see the issue. We have set choose a size up here, and inside the product dot sizes, um, we are mapping the size, and here radio group dot option is here where key is the size dot name, but we don't have the size dot name, we only have the size dot value and size dot label. So just give here a key as size, the whole object. Then we don't want this disabled, like the disabled one is I guess this one, like this cut one, so we don't want that actually. So um okay, size dot in stock we don't have, so just write here true. And class names, okay, so let's see what is the class names. Okay, this is just a function for the classes, so just copy it from here and paste it up somewhere. Okay, so this should run fine now. Let's see. Okay, we have everything as blank, but you can see that it is visible a bit. So we need to make certain changes up here. So here we have true, disabled we don't want. Is there any effect on them? Yeah. So now we can select it. If we don't uncomment it, I think we won't be able to select it. Yeah, so just remove it. And the next thing is let's see. Here we have class name, and here we have true, and here we have bgy text gray 900. Okay, and shadow sm. Okay. um on active, actually we don't want it to be ring indigo 500, because we want it black, like the ring one, we want it black. So here ring black, let's see. Yeah, now it is showing us black color. And then group will be relative flex, justify rounded. Okay, okay, okay. Rounded md border px opx, and so yeah, in this one everything looks good to me. Nothing will bother us from here. and then we have active and checked. And for this one we can here we need to give the size only. We don't have any size dot name, so here in the size we are getting the sizes up here. Hmm. um so here let's see the chart once. um okay, we have sizes as string, so here we have kept the size and the size stock in stock. Maybe we don't have to give this in stock in here, so here we can just write true, and then in this pan, um like if it is active then we will be showing active border or border 2. Otherwise here let's make the border black. Yeah, now it is working fine. Let's see in the mobile layout. Yeah, in the mobile layout also it is looking good, so I don't think we need to make any changes out here for now, and we will keep it like this only. But one thing here is that um, we are using a use state up here also, the selected sizes, and on if we click on something it will change the set selected size according to the color. Like let me show you here. Here if I click on any of this then the state should change. So from here we can check the change in state by going to the components of React. If you have the React components installed to like to install the React components, just go to React components out here, and um, from here you will get extension of Chrome. Okay, Chrome extension you need to write, and after that you can get here React developer tools. From here just add it to the Chrome, and then you will be able to see the state changes. Like if you will click here then you will be able to see in the product overview that the state is changes. Here the state is 9 because we have clicked on 9. If we'll click on 6 EU40 then it will be converted into 6 EU40. So this is how the state changes, and you can see it directly from the browser. So here we have successfully checked whether there is a size or not, and we are selecting the size here from here. Now the next thing is um, so we have set the feature of setting the sizes, and the next thing we need to add is, let's see, add a bag and a favorite. Okay, so for that um, let's close this one, the third one. Not this one, actually this one. So the third one is completed. Now for the fourth. Okay, dot fourth. Yeah, so hmm now for the fourth we need to give two buttons, so it will be easy. The first one will be Okay, we need to give the button like this, and let's make one first. So here the first button will be add to bag. Okay, and then um, we can give like the class name will be, let's say, width full and bg black, and then text will be white. Let's see now. Yeah, we need to adjust some more things like py should be 4, like padding should be in y axis 4, so it will make it a big, like the height will increase. And then we need to make it rounded. Let's make it full actually. So yeah, now it is looking good. And then on hover it should decrease its opacity. So on hover opacity should be like 90. Now let's check. Yeah, it is looking better now. And after that we need to make a similar type of button. This will be for the favorite. So um favorite. Okay, let's save this one and let's see. Yeah, we need to change the css actually. But one thing that is here in the favorite, if I will click on favorite, then as you can see it is now my in my favorite, and you can see a small like icon here or a heart icon here, and if I remove it then you will see it disappear. So if I click on it, it is going to get black. If I remove it, it is going to get white again. So we can like we can check it, we will check it later actually, but for now I am going to give a image, just an image. So for giving that image, um, let's import the image first. So import outline heart from assets, and from assets we need outline heart dot png. Okay, we need to import it up here. And similarly for the filled heart or the black heart, we need to give filled heart dot png. Now we can use that up here in our favorite. We can give here like so here width will be full, and um okay, let's give image. So here let's give a p tag for the favorite. Okay, and in this p tag, let's after the p tag let's give the image, and the image will be of the, let's say, filled heart. Let's see it save. Now let's see, it will look a bit funny for now. As you can see here, it is not looking good. So let's decrease the size with width 4, and now let's see. As it is black, we can't see anything. So let's fix this css first. So width will be 4 and text will be, okay, bg won't be black actually, and text will be black actually here. In default the text will always be black. So width full, and let's make it flex because we want the image side by side. And then items should be center, and then justify should also be centered, so that they can be like close to each other, and then border will be 2, and then border black. hmm, let's see. Yeah, we need to give something like border opacity 30, so that it will get a bit lighter, and then on hover it should be back to the opacity 100. Okay, so whenever we hover on it, it should get black again. And now um, remove this hover one. Okay, and also add py as 4. Now let's see. Yeah, it is looking good now. hmm. So we have made 2 buttons. In the fourth, let's give some gap between them, because I don't want to stick them together. So here let's give my2, so that from outer also we can get some gap, and then space y will be 2 or 4. Let's give it 4, and now it is looking perfect. So that's it for the buttons. Let's give it a margin from the right a bit, because it is sticking with the heart. So let's give it mr1, and yeah, now it is looking good. After this one, our fourth part is also completed. Now let's make the fifth part. So for the fifth part, we need to give, like, let's see. So we need to give the detail of the product. Okay, so for the fifth part, let's give the details. So here let's give a p, where it will contain product.detail, and the next thing will be a div for the highlights, and space y of 2 and my4. So that it can get some gap from the, actually let's put the highlights also in the same div. So here we have the description of the product, and the next thing is the highlights, and then inside the highlights we will give h1, and here the highlights, the title, and also the class name will be like, it will be font bolder, or font bold will be good. Let's see. Yeah, and the next thing is in the li tag, let's give product dot highlights number 1, because here we have, why it is not working, maybe we need to open it up again. So in here we are going to have highlights in like in an array, so we can access them by this highlight 0, highlight 1, highlight 2, highlight 3. So let's do that. Products dot okay, product dot highlights number 0. Now let's see. Yeah, highlight number 0 is appearing here. Now similarly, highlight number 1, highlight number 2, highlight number 3. Okay, so yeah, now it is looking good. And the next part is um yeah, the next part is these things. Like currently we don't have any review, but we will soon add the review system also. But for now, the delivery and return we need to add, and then reviews also we need to add, and then product information also we need to add. Okay, so here comes an important part, that here we are going to use CSS transition. As you can see, if we will use the like if we will use the use state here, then it is not going to make it slow. Like here, as you can see, it is coming slowly up and slowly it is getting down. But if we only use the use state, then it is not going to do like this. It is going to be like this. Let me show you. So in the get help, as you can see, it is opening immediately, but in here it is not immediately opening, it is showing us a bit of animation. So we need to make this using the CSS transition. Okay, so for now the highlight part is also done, and um, for the next part, um, actually I was thinking that we should add the other parts here only. Otherwise we are going to make a mess out by making several divs. Okay, so after this li div, I'm going to, like after the highlights, I'm going to make the delivery return part. So dot delivery return. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, so this will be the delivery return, but first, as we are going to put it inside this div only, let me show you. Inside this div I want to make another div to cover these three stuffs. So for that, let's give a div here, and inside this div I am going to put all other divs, and here I am going to write the fifth inside. Okay, and here the cursor will be pointer, and the select will be none. Okay, and then here we have these things. So we need to make an open and close. So to make an open and close, I'm going to make a div and also a use state up here. So inside this I'm going to make const show select delivery return, and give show set delivery return. Like here delivery and return is here, and whenever we click on it, it is going to be true, and whenever we are going to click on it again, the use state is going to be false. So we can do that. So show delivery, show set delivery return, or we can just write show delivery return and then set show delivery return equal to use state, and here it will be false. Okay, now up here what we can do is like whenever someone clicks on it, we can use on click, and like here we can set the, yeah, so we can set the set what's the name of the, yeah, so set show delivery return, we can make it false or make it the opposite. Okay, so it is a type of switch which is going to change according to whatever we click. Like if we click when it is true, then it is going to convert itself into false, and whenever we click on false, it is going to make itself true. Okay, so on click set show delivery return, and here it will be flex and justify between, um, like here we are going to put the content. So let's put the content first. So delivery and returns, and then an image. So the image will be um, of this icon, which is a arrow icon. So it's, we need to import a downward arrow and then upward arrow for this. So let's find the downward and upward arrow. Let's go on the top, and here import up arrow from assets slash up arrow dot png. All these stuffs are there in the asset section, and here down arrow png, and now we can use them in the src according to the need. Like if the show delivery return is true, then we are going to show like the upward arrow, I guess. So upward arrow, otherwise the down arrow. Now let's see whether it is working or not. Okay, too many renders, react limit is number. Okay, reload it. It is giving some error. Okay, so here we did an error, that is here we are continuously changing the state, so we need to add something like this. So show delivery return will be getting opposite. So now it is not going to give an error, I guess, but yeah, it is giving an error. So yeah, so for here we need to set the show delivery as show delivery as not show delivery here. Okay, um, if we click reload, it is showing too many renders. React limits the number of renders. Okay, so if we will remove this one, we are not going to get any error. Yeah, so that's the problem. Here we need to give initially in the on click we are setting show delivery return as um, the opposite, but it is not working. It is giving us error because most probably in the src. Okay, actually it should not give us any error, but why it is giving us an error? Just refresh the app once and let's see whether the same problem is coming or not. Let's see. Yeah, it is giving an error. Okay, I got to know what's the problem. There's no problem with this one. We are getting an error because here we need to give this sign. So one click it should get changed and not eventually by itself. And now we don't need this one also. So now it should work fine. And here we have this one. If we click on it then the use state is working, but we need to make it small. Okay, so here in the image we need to give a class name of, let's say, um, width of 4 and height of 4. Let's see now. Yeah, now it is working. And in this diff I have used this use state, so this is working fine. And here in the delivery and returns, let's give a font of Ostwald. Okay, so class name font Ostwald, and then text should be Excel. Now, yeah, now it is looking good. So yeah, maybe it's good now. So item center, and then my should be 5, let's say. So now, yeah, now it is looking good. And do we need to make anything else? Yeah, okay, let's give my5 here also. And now we need to write the logic for showing the text up here. So here we are going to use the css transition properties to show the text like this. Let me show you. So it should come slowly and go slowly. So yeah, for these properties let's use um, the css transition. First we need to import them from react transition group, which we have installed from if you will go in the front end of the package.json, you will find the react transition group. Okay, maybe we have not installed the react transition group, so we need to download it from the npm. So in the npm, here we have react transition group. So from here, just copy this one and then just simply split the terminal and paste it here and click enter. Then it is going to download the React transition group. Now after we get that, we can use it. So here we need to import it, CSS transition, or import CSS transition from React transition group. Okay, and now for using the React transition group up here after this diff, yeah, so after this diff, let's make CSS transition up here, and first let's give the text. So give space y4 so that it can the elements can get some gaps in between, and then you can give a p with what's the text, I forgot. Yeah, all purchases. Okay, we can't copy it, so just use this tool as I told you earlier. Here just copy from here and paste it here. Then the li tag, and here also just click on this and copy this one out, paste it inside. Then the next thing is another p tag, and similarly copy it and paste it, and in the p here also just copy it and paste it here. Yeah, that's it. And now let's see. Yeah, so they are looking good, but now they are not getting minimized. So here in the CSS transition, in the in, we need to give it like show delivery return. Now let's see. Okay, and then timeout should be 900, but it should work, but it is not working. This thing is not getting like, it is not getting disappeared. Maybe we need to set the CSS transition properties first. So we need to set the properties in app.css here. So in the app.css we need to give something like nav menu enter, and then opacity should be 0, and then transition or transform should be translate y and -20 pixel. Okay, and then dot nav menu enter active, and then opacity should be 1. You can just copy paste it. These are just small settings. You can tell it like a boilerplate code. You can use it in any of your application. I'm just writing it. Transform should be like transverse. Okay, translate y, and it will be 0, and then transition will be opacity 300 ms, and transform will be 300 ms. The next thing will be dot nav menu exit. For the exit, it will be like opacity should be 1, and then transform should be translative y 0, and then dot nav exit activity opacity should be 0, then transform should be translate y of -20 pixel, then transition should be opacity of actually it will be same like this one. Yeah, so this thing should work. Here opacity is my translate y is -20 pixel, here translate y is -20 pixel, here both are 0 0. Okay, and here opacity will be all 1, and here opacity will be 0. Okay, nice. So it should work for now. Let's see in the app.js whether I have connected app.css or not. Yeah, it is connected. Let's see now. Okay, still now it is not working. So in the product overview, here we need to add some more stuffs like in is show delivery return, and timeout is 900, and then class name we need to set as nav menu. Okay, and now it is working, but we also need to add one more thing, that is unmount on exit. So now it is working completely fine. So this part is completed, I can say. Yeah, so we can minimize this one, and the next part is, I guess it is review. Let's see. Yeah, so after this it will be review. So for the review, um let's make one more for the review also. So here in this div, we can just simply write here review, and actually currently we don't have anything for the review values, so I was thinking that we should like leave the div for the review, and whenever we will make the review property we will add it in our application, but for now we don't want the review part. And for the product information, we can make this one. Okay, so for the product information, let's make the product information first. So just make one more div for product info, and here just write to do that. Okay, so to do, we need to make the review part. Okay, and up here let's make the product info. So for the product info, we need to give my, let's say 5. We need some gap out for here. Yeah, and then we need to give some content also to make those things visible. So here I am going to do the same thing, like div first. So a div where it is going to consist h1, and the image I am going to copy from here only. Okay, and paste it here with the name of, let's say, show product info. And let's make the use state for this one also. Okay, and now here in this one, let's copy from the previous one only, this div, like the class of this div actually, and this one also. And paste it inside this div. Here on click, set show product info, and here should be set show product info, or okay, shows product info actually. So show product info, and in the h1 you need to write product info or information, and then the class name will be so the class name will be font Ostwald, and then text will be Excel obviously. And now let's see. So this one is working, but we need to make the inner things with the CSS transition. So after we have set the image, show product info is here. Okay, and now copy from the CSS transition from here, and just after the div, paste it down here, and if we open it, both of these will open, and if I close this, both of them will close. It's because we need to set here show product info. And for the content inside it, I am going to remove this one, or we can just write it here, like the p will be, let's see what will be the p. So here let's copy this one and paste it here, and after that the declaration, that is product.declaration, or the, okay, sorry, product dot um declaration declaration. Let's see, and here, yeah, so directly imported by the individual customer. Yeah, and then we have the marketed by. So just copy it and then paste it under a p tag actually. So just remove this ly tag and then give the p tag, um actually not li here, right here, marketed by, and then the name. So the product dot marketed by. The next stuff will be another p of origin, that will be product dot origin. Okay, let's hit save, and now let's see. So in the console, let's see, these errors are minor, just ignore them. Okay, this is not actually the real application. So this one is the real application, and as you can see here, it is showing declaration and everything. If I go into the mobile tab layout, then also you will be able to see that it is working properly. So yeah, it's working. um, if we like, this application is working properly, and um, if we go in the product or the home page. Okay, there's no home page actually. Let's see what's the name of the for the home page. So it's just a slash. Okay, so yeah, this is the home page, and I want it like, if we will click on any product, we should go into that product. So for that we need to go to the like product list, I guess. And in the product list, let's go to the product list first. And in the product list, wherever there is a map, let's see, actually we are not using this product one now, we can remove it, and it will be safe to remove it. And now for the product.map, now we want this one to like take us to the product overview page. So for that we can use a property of React router DOM, that is link. So using the link, we can go to the product overview page of that particular product, where whatever we click. So just write here link, and the link will get imported from the React router DOM. Okay, and we will use it like the normal tag, but we need to name here link and just cover the whole div inside this link. Okay, and after that we will give the URL for the, like, we will be giving the URL for the product overview page. So here inside the two, we need to write the URL. So the URL will be in the backticks, so slash product overview slash the product ID. So here in these products we have the product, individual products, and inside that product we have the ID, so we can access it like product.id. And now it is going to show us the products with that ID. So now if I click on any of this, okay, it is showing me an error. Cannot read property of undefined reading map. Let's see what's the issue. Okay, undefined. It is showing undefined. Okay, so here we have the product, and here inside this we have the underscore id actually. So now if we will go back and now click on anything, then as you can see it is working and it is giving me the product which I need. But we also need to go to the home page, but it is not allowing us to go to the home page. So for that we can do one thing. For now I am just making this icon home, like the home page. Otherwise I am just going to, yeah, let's make the icon as home page. So go to navbar, and here we will be having Nike logo, and here inside the Nike logo, let's see, um hmm. So here we have the Nike logo, and we can make use of the link property only, which we have learned now only. Like we can encode that in a link, and also don't forget to import the link. And here src will be like take me to the, sorry, not src, actually to equal to take me to the slash, like it is going to take me to the home page. Okay, so if I will click here, now you can see it is taking me to the home page, and if I will click on any other, it is going to show me all the sizes and all the colors. So yeah, we have successfully made the product overview page, and we are left out only with the review, and we will make it when we are going to make the review functionality. So that's all for this video. So see you in the next video.